Friends, let me ask you something very personal. When you get up in the morning and you try to take that first walk, maybe just down the hallway or out to the mailbox, do your legs feel heavy? Almost like someone attached weights to your ankles overnight? Or maybe you've noticed this. You start walking, everything's fine for the first minute or two, and then it hits. That deep, burning ache right in your calves. That cramping that forces you to stop and rest. And when you sit down, the pain fades away. But the moment you start walking again, boom, it comes right back. Maybe your feet feel cold all the time, even when the rest of your body is warm. Maybe your legs look a little pale, or that purplish blue color underneath the skin. Maybe you've got small wounds on your ankles or feet that just seem to take forever to heal. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to stop and really listen to what I'm about to share with you today. Because I've been practicing medicine for decades, and I can tell you with absolute confidence, what you are feeling is not simply getting older. It is not inevitable, and it is not something you just have to live with. What you're experiencing is a blood flow problem. Your arteries, the highways that carry oxygen-rich blood down into your legs, are getting restricted, narrowed, congested, and your muscles are literally being starved of the oxygen they need to move freely without pain. Now, here is what I find remarkable. There is one specific spice, something that is almost certainly sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, that scientists and medical researchers have studied extensively for its ability to reopen those arteries, reduce the inflammation that's choking your blood vessels, and dramatically improve circulation to your legs. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, how it works inside your body, and precisely how to use it so you can start walking pain-free again. Stay with me. This one could genuinely change your life. Before I reveal the spice, I need you to understand why this is happening. Because when you understand the problem, really understand it, the solution makes perfect sense. What most people with painful, heavy, or cramping legs are dealing with is called poor peripheral circulation, and in more serious cases, something physicians call peripheral artery disease, or PAD. Now, PAD affects over 8 million Americans, and the majority of them are over the age of 60. Most of them have never been told this is what's going on. They've been told it's arthritis. They've been told it's just aging. They've been told to take ibuprofen and rest. Here's what's actually happening inside your legs right now, and I want to paint a very clear picture for you. Your heart pumps blood through a vast network of arteries, large ones in your chest, medium ones in your abdomen, and smaller ones that branch down into your hips, thighs, calves, and feet. These arteries have walls lined with incredibly delicate cells called the endothelium. When you're young and healthy, those arterial walls are smooth, flexible, and wide open. Blood flows through easily, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every single muscle fiber in your legs. But as we age, especially when factors like chronic inflammation, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, or high blood pressure are in the picture, something begins to happen to those arterial walls. They become irritated, inflamed, and the body, in an attempt to repair the damage, starts depositing a waxy, fatty material called plaque inside the arterial walls. Think of it like rust building up inside a water pipe. At first, you barely notice it. The water still flows. But over years and decades, That rust accumulates. The pipe gets narrower and narrower, and eventually the pressure drops, the flow slows, and the things at the end of that pipe, in this case your leg muscles, stop getting what they need. When your leg muscles don't get enough oxygenated blood, they begin to produce something called lactic acid, the same burning sensation you get from intense exercise. Except you're not exercising. You're just walking to the mailbox. And that is the pain you feel. Now here's the part that most people miss. The root cause of all of this, the engine driving the whole process, is chronic, low-grade inflammation. Not the good kind of inflammation, like when your body heals a cut. The bad kind, the silent kind, the kind that burns quietly inside your blood vessels for years, slowly destroying the smooth lining of your arteries, making them stiff, narrow, and dysfunctional. And here is where our spice comes in, because scientists have discovered that there is a natural compound, one that has been used medicinally for over 4,000 years, that directly attacks this inflammatory process, at the source, inside the arteries themselves. The spice is turmeric. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Dr. Mandell, I've heard about turmeric before. It's just a yellow spice for cooking, right? And yes, you know it as the golden yellow powder that gives curry its color. Maybe you've sprinkled it on chicken or added it to rice. But what most people don't know, and what took researchers decades to fully understand, is that inside every pinch of turmeric is one of the most medically powerful compounds on the planet. It's called curcumin, and it is turmeric's active ingredient, the one responsible for virtually all of its health benefits. Curcumin has been used in Ayurvedic medicine, the traditional medicine of India, for over 4,000 years. And for most of that time, Western medicine largely dismissed it. It's just a spice, they said. But then the science started coming in, study after study, published in respected journals, the Journal of Nutrition, the American Journal of Cardiology, publications from the American Heart Association. And what those studies showed was nothing short of extraordinary. Curcumin does not just reduce one aspect of arterial disease, it targets the entire cascade of events that leads to poor circulation, and it does it naturally, safely, and powerfully. Let me walk you through exactly how. There are 4 primary mechanisms by which curcumin improves blood flow to your legs. I want to go through each one, because understanding these will help you appreciate just how remarkable this compound truly is. Mechanism number 1. It shuts down the inflammation engine. Remember that chronic inflammation we talked about, the silent fire burning inside your arterial walls? Curcumin is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds ever studied. Here's how it works on a biological level, and don't worry, I'll keep this simple. Inside your cells, there is a molecular on switch for inflammation called NFKB, nuclear factor kappa B. When NFKB gets activated, it turns on dozens of inflammatory genes. Those genes produce chemicals that irritate your arterial walls, attract plaque-building material, and make your arteries stiff and narrow. Curcumin directly blocks NFKB from being activated. It goes into the cell and essentially turns off the inflammation switch. Several human clinical trials have shown that regular curcumin supplementation measurably reduces levels of C-reactive protein, one of the primary blood markers we use to detect vascular inflammation. Lower CRP means calmer, healthier arteries, and calmer, healthier arteries means better blood flow to your legs. Mechanism number 2. It triggers the production of nitric oxide. Now this one is absolutely crucial, and it's the most direct pathway to relieving your leg pain. Nitric oxide is a tiny molecule produced naturally by the cells lining your arteries, the endothelial cells we talked about earlier. And nitric oxide does something almost magical. It sends a signal to the smooth muscle surrounding your arteries to relax, to loosen, to widen. When your arteries widen, a process called vasodilation, more blood rushes through. More oxygen reaches your leg muscles. The cramping eases. The heaviness lifts. The burning goes away. The problem is that as we age, and especially as inflammation damages the endothelium, our bodies produce less and less nitric oxide. Our arteries get stiffer. They don't relax as easily. Blood flow decreases. Multiple published studies have shown that curcumin stimulates the endothelial cells to produce more nitric oxide, essentially turning on your body's own natural vasodilation system. In one well-known study, participants who took curcumin daily showed significant improvements in what's called endothelial function, the ability of the arterial lining to properly dilate blood vessels, comparable in some measures to moderate aerobic exercise. Think about that for a moment. A spice that improves your vascular function similarly to exercise. That is extraordinary. Mechanism number 3. It thins the blood naturally. One of the reasons circulation becomes sluggish is that blood can become sticky. Platelets, the tiny cells responsible for clotting, can clump together and partially block small blood vessels, reducing flow to the extremities. Curcumin has been shown in multiple studies to have a mild antiplatelet effect, meaning it reduces this excessive clumping, allowing blood to flow more freely through the small capillaries of your legs and feet. This is also why, and I will say this again later, if you are currently taking prescription blood thinners like warfarin, Eliquis, or Plavix, you absolutely need to speak with your doctor before significantly increasing your curcumin intake, because the combination can thin the blood too much. This is a conversation you need to have. But for the vast majority of people watching this video, this natural, gentle thinning effect is exactly what's needed to restore circulation. Mechanism number 4. It neutralizes free radicals. Here's the final piece of the puzzle. Free radicals are unstable molecules produced by normal metabolism, pollution, stress, and inflammation. They attack the delicate endothelial cells lining your arteries, causing oxidative damage. Think of it like rust on a metal pipe. Over time, this oxidative damage stiffens and narrows the arteries. Curcumin is one of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature. It neutralizes free radicals before they can damage your arterial walls. It essentially acts as a protective shield for your vascular system. So, to summarize, curcumin fights inflammation, boosts nitric oxide, reduces blood stickiness, and protects the arterial lining from damage. That is a 4-pronged attack on the exact mechanisms causing your leg pain. No single pharmaceutical drug does all 4 of those things safely and simultaneously, and curcumin has been doing it for 4,000 years. Now here is where most people go completely wrong, and I cannot stress this enough, because you can buy turmeric, you can take it every single day, and get almost zero benefit if you don't follow these rules. Rule number 1. And this is the most important thing I will say today. You must combine turmeric with black pepper. Here's why. Curcumin on its own has very poor bioavailability. That is a medical term meaning your gut doesn't absorb it well. In fact, when you take plain curcumin without anything else, your body absorbs only a tiny fraction of it. The rest passes right through you. But black pepper contains a compound called piperine. And when you combine piperine with curcumin, even in very small amounts, it increases the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. 2,000%. That is not a typo. So if you are taking turmeric without black pepper, you are leaving nearly all of the benefits on the table. It's like trying to unlock a door with the wrong key. The spice is there, but without black pepper, it simply cannot get where it needs to go. Rule number 2. Pair it with a healthy fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat, not water. When you take it with a meal that contains healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, nuts, fatty fish, the fat acts as a carrier, dramatically improving absorption through the gut lining. This is actually the ancient wisdom behind the traditional Indian use of turmeric. It was always cooked in ghee or clarified butter. They didn't know the biochemistry, but they knew it worked better that way. Rule number 3. Be consistent. Curcumin is not a pain pill. It is not going to give you instant relief in 20 minutes like ibuprofen might. What it does is work gradually, systematically, reducing inflammation and improving vascular function over days and weeks of consistent use. Most people report noticeable improvements in leg comfort and walking endurance within 2 to 4 weeks of daily use. Some feel it sooner, but you have to be consistent. Missing days significantly slows the process. Now, how do you actually take it? Let me give you 3 practical options. Option 1, the Golden Milk Protocol. This is my favorite, and it is the simplest way to get started. Every morning with breakfast, make this drink. 1 cup of warm milk, dairy or unsweetened almond, oat, or coconut milk all work fine. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder. Add 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. This is non-negotiable. Add half a teaspoon of coconut oil or a drizzle of olive oil for the fat component. If you like, add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and a small amount of raw honey for flavor. Stir it well, drink it warm. Do this every single morning. That one simple habit, done consistently, can genuinely transform how your legs feel over the next 30 days. Option 2. Cooking with turmeric daily. Add turmeric to your eggs in the morning. Stir it into soups. Add it to rice, roasted vegetables, or salad dressings. Always add a pinch of black pepper when you use turmeric in cooking. This is an easy way to build it into your daily routine without thinking about it. Option 3. High-quality supplement. If you want more therapeutic levels, a curcumin supplement can be very effective. Look for products that specifically contain bioperine, which is the patented standardized form of piperine, or that use advanced delivery systems like liposomal curcumin or phospholipid complexes, which dramatically improve absorption. A typical effective dose is 500 to 1,000 milligrams of curcumin per day, taken with a meal containing fat. Do not exceed 2,000 milligrams per day without medical supervision. And please, buy from reputable brands that use third-party testing. The supplement industry is not perfectly regulated, and quality varies enormously. Who should be careful? I have to be direct with you here because your safety is my first priority. If you are taking blood-thinning medications, warfarin, Eliquis, Xarelto, Plavix, or aspirin therapy, you must talk to your doctor before significantly increasing turmeric intake. Curcumin has a natural blood-thinning effect that can enhance these medications. If you have gallstones or bile duct obstruction, high-dose curcumin can aggravate these conditions. And if you are pregnant or nursing, consult your physician. For everyone else, the vast majority of people watching this, turmeric in food amounts and moderate supplement doses is extremely safe, with decades of human use and an excellent clinical safety record. Now, here is the exciting part. Curcumin works beautifully on its own. But when you combine it with certain other foods and lifestyle habits, the results can be dramatically amplified. Let me share the most powerful combinations. Number 1. Ginger. Ginger and turmeric are what we call synergistic. They work together even better than either one alone. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which reduce vascular inflammation through different pathways than curcumin. They also have a warming, stimulating effect on circulation that you can almost feel. Many of my patients describe a gentle warmth in their legs after drinking ginger turmeric tea. Adding half a teaspoon of fresh or powdered ginger to your golden milk, or making a ginger turmeric tea, is one of the most effective things you can do for your leg circulation. Number 2. Garlic. Raw garlic, especially freshly minced, contains a compound called allicin that has been shown in numerous studies to lower blood pressure, improve endothelial function, and reduce arterial stiffness. Allicin essentially does for your arteries what curcumin does, but through yet another complementary pathway. Try to eat at least 1 or 2 raw garlic cloves per day, or add it generously to cooked meals. Yes, the breath is a small price to pay for open arteries. Number 3. Omega-3 fatty acids. Found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, and in flax seeds and walnuts for plant-based eaters, omega-3 fatty acids reduce triglycerides, thin the blood naturally, reduce arterial inflammation, and improve the flexibility of red blood cells so they can squeeze through tiny capillaries more easily. 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week, or a high-quality fish oil supplement, combined with your daily curcumin practice, creates a truly powerful circulation-restoring protocol. Number 4. Water. Simple, plain water. I know it sounds too simple, but I am completely serious about this. When you are dehydrated, and most people over 60 are chronically mildly dehydrated without realizing it, your blood literally becomes thicker and more viscous. It flows more slowly. It delivers less oxygen to your tissues, and your legs hurt more. 8 glasses of water per day is the baseline. If you add herbal teas, that counts too. This single habit, when combined with your curcumin routine, can noticeably reduce leg pain within just a few days. Number 5. Daily gentle movement. Here is the beautiful thing about improved circulation. It builds on itself. When you start to feel a little less pain, you walk a little more. When you walk a little more, your muscles help pump blood back up from your legs toward the heart, the process called the venous pump. That further improves circulation, which reduces pain more, which allows you to walk more. It is an upward spiral. Even 10 minutes of gentle walking after your morning golden milk can kickstart this process. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. Just movement. Consistent, daily, gentle movement. I want to tell you about a patient of mine. I'll call him Robert. He was 67 years old, a retired high school principal from a small town in Ohio, a proud, active man his whole life. But when he came to see me, he was discouraged. He told me he couldn't walk from his car to the grocery store entrance without stopping to rest. His calves burned. His feet were cold almost every evening. He was starting to feel like a prisoner in his own home because of the pain. His tests showed classic signs of reduced peripheral circulation. His arteries weren't critically blocked, but they were stiffened and inflamed. The blood just wasn't getting through the way it needed to. I sat with Robert and we talked about a comprehensive plan: diet changes, more water, gentle walking, and, as part of his daily routine, golden milk every morning with high-quality curcumin supplements alongside. He came back 4 weeks later, and I still remember the look on his face when he walked into my office. He told me, "Dr. Mandell, I walked to the end of the street and back yesterday, the whole way, and I didn't stop once." That's not a miraculous pharmaceutical intervention. That's consistent, daily, natural support for the body's own healing systems. The body wants to heal. It just needs the right tools. Robert is not unique. I have seen this story repeated in many variations over the years. The consistent thread is always the same: consistent use of anti-inflammatory nutrition with turmeric and curcumin at the center, combined with hydration and movement. And I believe it can work for you too. Before you run out and buy turmeric, I need to warn you about the 5 most common mistakes that cause people to try this and give up, saying it didn't work. In almost every case, the problem was not the turmeric. The problem was one of these errors. Mistake number 1: using turmeric without black pepper. I already said this, and I'm saying it again because it is that important. No black pepper, virtually no absorption. No absorption, no benefit. This is the number one reason people try turmeric and feel nothing. Fix this first. Mistake number 2: buying a cheap, low-quality supplement. The supplement market is full of products that contain very little actual curcumin, have no piperine, and use fillers and binders that actually reduce absorption even further. Always look for products that specifically state standardized curcumin content, typically 95% curcuminoids, and that include bioperine or piperine on the label. If a product doesn't list these, skip it. Mistake number 3: expecting overnight results. Curcumin is not aspirin. It works gradually and cumulatively. If you take it for 3 days and decide it's not working, you haven't given it the time it needs. Most people experience meaningful improvement between 2 and 4 weeks of daily use. Give it a full month before you assess. Mistake number 4: using it inconsistently. Taking curcumin 3 days, skipping 4, taking it again for 2 days, this approach will not produce results. The anti-inflammatory benefits build up over time in a way that requires consistent daily presence of curcumin in your system. Make it a daily ritual, just like brushing your teeth. Mistake number 5: using this as a substitute for necessary medical care. I want to be very clear about this. While turmeric is a genuinely powerful natural intervention for improving circulation, it is not a replacement for medical diagnosis and treatment when that is what is needed. If you are experiencing severe leg pain at rest, open sores on your feet that won't heal, sudden dramatic change in leg color or temperature, or sharp chest pain, please see your doctor immediately. These can be signs of serious vascular disease that requires medical intervention. What I am describing today is a powerful, supportive strategy, not a reason to avoid your doctor. All right, let's put this all together into a concrete plan you can start tomorrow morning. This is what I want you to do for the next 30 days. Every single morning, start your day with a warm cup of golden milk. 1 teaspoon turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, half a teaspoon of coconut oil or a drizzle of olive oil in warm milk of your choice. That is your daily baseline, non-negotiable. With breakfast or lunch, take your curcumin supplement, 500 to 1,000 milligrams, with a meal containing healthy fat with bioperine on the label. If you can't find a good supplement, the golden milk plus cooking with turmeric daily will still give you meaningful benefit. Every day, drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. Add raw garlic to at least one meal. Try to include fatty fish at least 3 times per week. After your morning golden milk, take a 10-minute walk, even if it hurts a little. Go slow. Stop if you need to, but move. Every day, try to add just 30 seconds or a minute to that walk. By the end of 30 days, you may be walking distances that feel impossible to you right now. At the end of 30 days, assess honestly. How does your leg feel when you walk? Can you go farther without stopping? Are the cramps less severe? Is the heaviness lifting? I believe you will be genuinely surprised. And I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below, right now, before you forget. Just write, "I'm starting the 30-day leg challenge today." Putting it in writing makes it real. And I read your comments. I want to know how you're doing. Friends, let me leave you with this thought. Your legs have carried you through your entire life, through long days at work, through raising your children, through all of the miles and all of the years. They deserve care. They deserve support, and they have a remarkable capacity to heal, if we give them the right environment to do so. Chronic pain and limited mobility are not written into your destiny simply because you've passed a certain age. Your circulation can improve. Your arteries can become more flexible. Your leg muscles can receive more oxygen. You can walk pain-free again. Sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come from a prescription bottle. Sometimes it comes from a small golden spice that has been sitting in your kitchen cabinet, waiting for you to understand just how extraordinary it really is. Take care of those legs. They still have a lot of miles left in them. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell. God bless you all. Be well, my friends.